It's time for Measure Twice.
Welcome to Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors and Joel Graber from Graber Custom Remodeling. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential. You are listening to us on Michiana's News Talk 95.3 MNC. And we're brought to you in part by Leatherman Supply. Everything windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops, with the showroom now open in Granger right next to C. Kramer Interiors and Hoosier Hardwood Floors. Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You could visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. We were singing Christmas carols before this came on because, of course,
it's getting there.
It is. It is.
Faster than you think.
I think it's with all the online shopping, it's less and less you get a chance to go to a department store and say, they're putting the Christmas stuff out already. But they are.
Yeah, they are.
Go to the Menards or Lowe's and
they
push the Halloween stuff over to the one side. Now it's all Christmas.
The Halloween stuff came out in August.
This is true.
So
did Christmas, but no.
It was the skeleton Chris Kramer.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah. Right. But it is that way. You can't put the decorations up in time if you don't have them early.
No, I got my Balsam Hill catalog. Ooh.
That's right. We haven't talked about that.
That's what gets you excited?
You ever gotten a Balsam Hill catalog?
No.
Oh.
We've talked about this before. It's the
epitome of Christmas.
Yes. You don't remember talking about that?
I do remember talking about it. It's just really excited about it.
It's
awesome.
It's all written in calligraphy, so it's very hard to read. You have to
Who reads? I just look at the price and go, nope.
I think Christmas decorations are one of those things that you can spend as much as you'd like.
Oh, true.
I would think.
Oh, so true.
You really need to pick your budget because you could probably find anything in any budget.
Oh.
Right? I mean,
and it depends on if you want to do it yourself. You can hire somebody to do it for you.
What do you mean?
Decorate.
Decorate, right.
The whole shebang.
Because you can also hire somebody to make decorations for you.
You can hire them to make it, set it up, take it down. I aspire to that. I haven't hit that yet,
but that's how you know you've made it. It's not when you won't pick up a $10 bill on the men's room floor. That's how how I know I've made it. I'm just going to leave that there. But right now I'm like, you know what? I could wash it in that sink right
now.
No.
It's all dirty money anyway.
It's all dirty. That's how you know Chris has made it. When it's like Christmas, and it's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm talking to my Christmas decorator.
That's right. I'm arranging my Christmas decor coordinator.
You go kind of all out.
Oh, do I? I don't know.
Your descriptions of what you do would connotate going all out in my household.
Really?
I'm not saying that there aren't more Chris Kringley Chris's out there. But, right? Don't you decorate your lamps and...
No, I don't. I just decorate my chandeliers.
Chandeliers.
Why not?
Right. I'm not saying it's wrong, man. I'm just saying, you go all out. It's cool. Like that. You like that, right?
Yeah, it just adds a little more festivity.
Right.
Change out my candles to Christmas candles and put ornaments in my china cabinet. Crystal, you
take other stuff out or add stuff?
No, I just put them in the goblets and the glassware that's in the china cabinet. Put Christmas ornaments in there.
There's a little fun tip for everybody at home.
I got that from Home Alone.
Really?
Yeah, the movie Home Alone. If you ever look in the dining room scene where, and look in the china cabinet, they've got red and green ornaments inside the glassware. I thought, oh, what a great idea to pop a little color in your china cabinet.
Always working. He's the hardest working man in design.
That is right.
You can't watch a movie without picking something up.
Hey, movies are a great way to analyze. I know that piece of furniture.
Do you do that?
Yeah.
You watch a movie and you're like,
oh, I know what
he doesn't know the plot of the movie. But he knows this.
Half
he knows
the scene's over. I know that.
What's that movie? Lots of leather chairs.
Nope. I watched a series a month ago and I saw wallpaper. I said, oh, I know that wallpaper. I want that wallpaper. So I have to go back to rewatch the scene so I can.
Well, I did read an article where somebody was watching Titanic to design their bed and breakfast, like not to theme it after the Titanic, but to use like that era.
Some of the elements.
Yeah.
Water?
Yeah.
This is the hold your breath room.
Ice?
No, it was like the I can't remember, but it was like, oh, interesting.
They used the elements of the of the decor of the
yeah,
Titanic.
Exactly. So I wasn't clear on that. You were not nautical theme, but like the sitting areas and the
Formal.
very formal. It was like I don't know where this was. I think it was in like Charlotte, North Carolina, like some
southern area.
Yeah,
where traditional is still.
And but I thought it was interesting that they were watching the movie. But then here you are. You're like, I watched Home Alone and got it.
Do you know what the most expensive element of the Titanic was for the decor?
I'm gonna make a venture a guess. I'm gonna say something had gold laid in it or something.
Nope, it's in the grand staircase.
Marble steps.
The floors, they were linoleum that looked like marble, and it was a major innovation. It was the most expensive element.
Marble linoleum. Now,
Like the real linoleum.
Like it was the first linoleum that was made. It was the most expensive element because it was real new technology.
and it probably back then it was probably super innovative to look at. Because
I mean, we've had to work around some of that stuff that people wanted. It was thick. It was at least a 1/4 inch thick. It was not like a sheet vinyl or anything like that. It was.
So you've had to work around it because it was vintage linoleum?
Yeah.
Did it look good?
Yeah, it was actually pretty cool. They had it like the one that we've pulled some out for people too, but like the one that it was in a kitchen, it was like a kind of a reddish brown, and then it had an inlay, another linoleum inlay in it.
Wow, so it was like crafty.
Yeah, it was actually really cool, and it was first generation. It was something.
I mean, you could see that because plastics were like that too. It's like, oh, look, it's.
If you ever get to Pigeon Forge, the Titanic Museum there is well worth going through. It looks really kitschy from the outside because it looks like a ship, but they have an exact replica of the grand staircase on the interior. It's really well done.
Really? In Pigeon Forge?
Pigeon Forge,
Kansas?
Kentucky, or Tennessee, excuse me.
Sorry,
is there a Pigeon Forge, Kansas?
I don't think so.
No, I just wondered.
That was from another movie, Vacation.
Oh. Nope, it was
Fletch,
interesting.
sorry, it was from Fletch.
And actually, it was the most expensive element in the grand staircase, not the most expensive thing in the Titanic. But
yeah, I mean, I'm sure there were like things like the coffee maker or something.
Yeah, it was the most expensive element of the grand staircase.
Wasn't it just a big ship of the most expensive stuff?
Yeah,
right. I mean, that was the idea.
There was 2 of them.
There were 2 Titanics.
The Olympia, the sister ship, was just as luxurious.
Did that stay afloat?
Yeah, for a while. Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah, I think it did sink.
That's what we're looking for.
But it had nothing to do with Christmas. But anyway.
Well, you know what? But it was kind of interesting because you can watch movies and get inspiration from it.
All the time.
Yeah. Like the TV show with the ad guy. I can't think of God, it was super famous.
Oh, you're talking about whatever Mad Men?
Mad Men. There were people designing their offices like all of a sudden
1960s.
Every turned into like which is
retro,
kind of cool,
But that's where we are right now, in a lot of decor. We're seeing more and more 60s and 70s,
like 60s, the Art Deco-y type.
That would have been more. That would have been a little earlier than that, right? Art Deco.
Oh, Art Deco was the 30s.
Yeah.
I just meant like everything was like.
It's the things that are coming. I'm looking at tile yesterday, and some of the modern tiles are very much from the 60s. The abstract, the geometric shapes and things, and the colors, avocados and golds, and
Is there something about the 60s though that has become classic?
Well, it's just everything cycles. So this
Right.
is now this is the new direction, I guess. Kind of the mid-century follows along with mid-century has been hot for a long time.
Right. Well, and the 60s still are.
Mid-century.
They're right there in the mid-century.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
Really 10 years
They're
off.
legitimately the mid-century.
Yeah. But it's kind of is classic. It's not like I'm thinking something that I'm sure will come back, but like Red Shag from the late 70s and stuff. I can't imagine that coming back. It'll probably come back.
We have some super thick shag carpet, but it's not red.
Wow. I can't imagine shag carpet.
Grosses me out.
I don't know how you vacuum this, but it's really cool.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I think you get that when you're not the one that's vacuuming it.
Yeah.
Then you can get whatever you want.
But I grew up in the 60s and 70s, so to me it's not classic. I thought that was ugly then.
He was destined to be a designer.
Our avocado range, refrigerator, and stove.
Well, that's all back now. When we come back, we'll try to get back into what we were going to talk about. Christmas. This is Measure Twice. Welcome back to Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Joel Graber from Graber Customer Modeling and Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential, and you're listening to us on Michiana's News Talk 95.3 MNC. We are brought to you in part by Leatherman Supply. Everything windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops, with a showroom now open in Granger right next to C. Kramer Interiors. And Hoosier Hardwood Floors, Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You can visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. We're supposed to be talking about Christmas.
We were.
We failed.
That's what
We
we
did.
started.
Well, yeah, we always do that, though.
I know. We failed at it. We were talking about you can watch a movie and get some ideas.
Yeah, you
watch
can.
TV. But, just before we get back into Christmas, do you think that this, Joel, when you're watching a TV show or you're watching a movie, just think, if it's a new movie, do you think they're leading the design and look? Or do you think that they are...
I think it depends on the movie.
Right. I guess it would depend, because if it's depicted in 1940...
If it's a period piece and
Right.
That can lead, what I'm going is that can actually lead to
a trend.
exactly.
It can start a trend.
Exactly. Like Mad Men as an example. I don't know if that led to that, but it didn't hurt it. Seeing that over and over again.
Right.
Everything old is new. You've said
Yep.
that, Chris,
Yep.
over and over again.
Yep.
But if you were to say, like doing that 60s, I can't remember what you call it, like the design from the 60s, like the look from the 60s.
Mid-century.
Mid-century. How much of the architecture can any house do that? Can any house...
It would take a
Pull
lot
that
of
off.
work on some of them.
Right?
Yeah.
So not every house can do it. So you
Not every house lends itself.
right.
I can't see a Georgian-style house being mid-century.
Or even like a farmhouse.
Like when you walk in, I mean, like on the outside it looks like one thing, and on the inside it's like,
Oh,
does that work?
it's been done. It's been.
It would feel
it's been
awkward,
done.
I think.
So Chris goes, it's been done. That was the non-answer.
Yeah.
He's like, it's been done.
Very
Well,
political.
is it supposed to be done? Is it something that should be done?
It's all in the eyes of the.
I mean, if you own the home,
If
you're
you
allowed
own
to
your
do
home
whatever
and
you want.
that's what your look is, then I've seen Victorians with a very ultra modern interior.
So it's like you're walking into Versailles and then it's Austin
Like,
Powers.
oh wait, this isn't what I was expecting.
By the way, when you said 60s, I just thought Austin Powers.
Oh,
Like, were you just watching that to get inspired for the 60s? Like,
I grew up in the '60s, so I don't
That's
need
true.
Austin Powers.
you didn't need it. When you watched Austin Powers, were you like nostalgic? Were you like, oh man, I remember that?
Have I seen Austin Powers?
Chris Kramer is Austin Powers.
He really is. Yes. He's
I don't think I've seen it all the way through.
design spy. 0047. Well, at any rate, Christmas is coming around early, the usual. But when you are, I have not been in a house yet that is decorated for Christmas. Like I haven't gone.
It's a little early.
Yeah, that is a little early. It's not too early to sell the stuff.
Right. Or start thinking about it.
In your shop, do you carry Christmas
No.
stuff? No.
No.
You just essentially that.
Do you decorate for Christmas?
Yes, we do.
When do you do that?
The day before. No, I'm just kidding.
They're all there Christmas Eve. It's a tradition.
No, we'll start probably about the 1st of December
And
or around Thanksgiving time.
because it's got to be festive, right?
Yeah, you
Because
want
if
it to be
don't-
festive.
If you don't have something up, you're kind of like bah humbug.
Right.
You can get a little.
Yeah, you want it to. It's the season.
Right.
So
So are you decorating for Thanksgiving?
no,
Yes, they have live turkey walking around the showroom.
we have geese outside. We don't need turkey.
Yeah.
And you know what the beautiful thing of remodeling is, Joel? You don't have to worry about it. There's no such thing as holiday remodeling. Is there? Is there?
No, not really. They
Okay.
want it done before the holidays.
Yeah.
Get out of my house.
I was waiting for Chris to go, no, the Yule room.
The Yule room.
Yule room.
Yule Brenner. I don't know.
Yule Brenner. Nobody knows who Yule Brenner is anymore. So that's a shame.
I know.
It's a treasure. Do you know who Yule Brenner is, Joel?
I've heard the name, but I don't
He
know.
was the
King and I.
king and I. He was also the king of. Is that when he's like Moses and the Israelites? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I
Ten
forgot about the
Commandments,
Ten
right?
Commandments. Yeah.
He was like in that too.
He was Moses' brother,
Look,
Ramses.
It was him and Telly Savalas. Either you needed a tough guy, thug, bald person, then you got Telly Savalas.
Yep.
Or you needed a king or leader, bald guy, and that would have been Yul Brenner.
That's
Those were your
right.
two choices. Up until about 1975. Now, you got to have hair if you're a villain. Right? There's no more bald villains. But
Mini Me and
he
did see Austin
Powers. That's really funny. That's funny. But I think we were talking about decorating for Christmas, kind of.
are you sure?
No, I'm not sure. I think we failed at that. But there are certain houses that probably lend itself to decorating or for Christmas. No?
Some do, some don't. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I was saying. I was thinking, like,
What?
you think they all do?
Yeah.
You
Absolutely.
just have to decorate accordingly.
Right.
Is your house super decorated? Do you have tons of Christmas trees and stuff in your
We
house?
don't have tons of. We have one Christmas tree.
The tree.
Is it real?
Yes.
Do you cut it down?
Yes.
You go
My neighbor has some really nice pine.
Not anymore.
Does it know they're gone?
Yeah.
It looks like
Just take the top.
oh man, it's like a row, and then
One.
one's missing. How long has this guy lived next to you? He's like,
Beavers.
let me see, 1, 2, 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, yeah, we're a live tree. We do live tree.
I think it's kind of cool. I like the idea of a live tree. I'm just not a responsible enough person to have one. I think because I end up with a naked tree.
Oh, the needles
Yeah,
fall.
it's like, is it dry in here?
I think if you don't they last longer if you cut it yourself rather than buy one on a stand? That
You can
maybe.
it depends on how it's treated. And then also it depends on the type because some will hold their needles much longer.
Yeah, the longer the. I don't know the names of the trees.
it's called glue.
You just well, you put a little Scotch guard on those things.
Put a clear coat on that bad boy.
We just dip the tree in some shellac, then you're good to go. But the longer, I think nobody has these trees around here on the East
Doug
Coast. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
With the longer needles, on the East Coast, that was the predominant tree. It looked like there should be pine cones on it, you know, like that type of thing. But I do know people that plant a tree, like they get a live tree and then they just go
That is
plant
a
it in
thing.
their yard.
I
They're
buy
gigantic though.
live ones, and then I plant them after the season.
Yeah, I like that. So the
I just buy the small ones just for decoration outside. Like I put them in planters, and then then I plant them in the
See, he
yard
does go all out.
he does go all out. That's going the extra mile, man.
because I figure I don't have enough trees, so I'll just keep adding more.
So do you mean you put those outside?
I do. I have 2 planters in front of the garage, so I'll buy the small potted pine trees,
Right.
that are already kind of pre-decorated. And
What you need is another walnut.
I cut one
Judging
down.
by his look, I don't think he does. You cut a walnut tree down?
I did. I'm getting ready to cut down another one.
Do you sell the wood?
They were small.
Oh.
They were growing in places they shouldn't be.
I hate it when you get a bad seed walnut tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in the wrong part of town, tree.
I think they're all bad seeds.
He does not like walnut trees.
I picked up 13 wheelbarrows full this season.
That's a lot of walnuts.
It's a lot of walnuts.
Did you make, I don't know, fruit cake out of them or
No,
something?
they're black walnuts. You ever eat a black walnut?
No. I don't know. Maybe. I don't think so.
No, you'd know.
No. Getting back to the Christmas.
I say.
I pictured when you said you bought planters like the Charlie Brown, like,
No. I mean, they sell nice little trees that they're to replant, but they're kind of decorated, you know.
do you plant them right away? Like right after Christmas? Do you put them somewhere?
I think because we had a milder winter, I was able to plant them right away.
They would be fine just staying.
They would be.
They would. I can't remember how. I can't remember. I think I planted them later.
They grow fast.
They
Man,
do.
Wow. The pine trees, you put them in the ground, and if it's the right soil, if it's a little sandy, man, try and stop them. You cannot stop them. And just a little hint, just a good idea to chop those small, the lowest branches off of a pine tree. That's probably a good idea when you plant them.
But
Keeps critters away.
oh
Critters love being under pine trees. So the lower your branches, the
well,
more
not when they're
critters
this
you're gonna have.
big.
Well, they're tiny trees.
Yeah.
He's got I do a bonsai Christmas tree. It's great.
You could do that.
You probably
That'd be
could.
pretty cool.
Little 8-inch Christmas tree. There's little tiny presents. It'd save you on presents.
Yeah.
Or maybe you'd only be able to put diamonds under it or something.
Ugh.
No, we don't want that. But, okay, when we come back, I think we can talk about Christmas more when we come back. This is Measure Twice. We're back. Welcome back to Measure Twice. I said we're back like it was a sporting event here. You're listening to Measure Twice on Michiana's News Talk 95.3. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential. And I'm here with Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors and Joel Graber from Graber Customer Modeling. I'm Rob Perugini, your host. Merry Christmas. We're brought to you in part by Leatherman Supply. Everything windows, doors, countertops, and more. They're located right next to C. Kramer Interiors in Granger. And Hoosier Hardwood Floors, Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You can visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. That was a disjointed, welcome back. But, after this many years, sure you know who's who in here. To my left is Chris. To my right is Joel. That's the way it always is.
We never vary.
Never vary. Just like your Christmas tree room. That will never vary. But you were saying off air, Chris, that you don't have a place really to put it. And Joel, you were like, there's a door, and you just put yours in front of the door.
Yep.
And,
It looks nice when you drive by because it's right in the door.
But that's cool. Like a little, you can see it. Me, there's only one place to put a Christmas tree in my house, and it's going to be in front of a piece of furniture that I'm not moving. So that piece of furniture goes away. There's a Christmas tree in front of it because that's the way it's got to be.
I move a chair to make
Right.
room for a tree.
Right. Now, I did see the Christmas tree, and for a minute, we had a Christmas tree that we hung on the wall. It was like flat. It was like artificial, and you could walk into the room, and it didn't take up any space.
Seriously?
Was it neon?
It's made of glass.
Was it silver that you put the light, that rotating light that changed the color?
It was tacky, but it wasn't that tacky.
You ever seen one of those?
I've seen those, yeah.
That was big when I was a kid.
We had it for like 2 years, and the kids hated it.
The flat Christmas tree?
Yeah,
I can
they
understand.
hated it.
Yeah.
And we were just like, "What?
Hey, let's put it on the ceiling this year.
I could have." I was like, "We could just roll this thing up, bring it back out." Not good. Now we're back to tree.
So they bought a second half and put it together.
Yeah.
It was tacky. It was tacky. My sister-in-law would come over and be like, what am I looking at? We're like, you're looking at the ultimate convenience. And she's like, that's just what you want in Christmas.
Yeah.
So does that mean they got half the presents?
They were on
Yeah.
flat.
All of them are just,
They were just photographs of what they could have got.
that's funny.
Just hung on the wall underneath the tree.
I love it. I think that might be what we do.
Peel and
this year.
stick.
It was realistic. But hey, we tried it. Okay, we're back to tree.
Okay.
You know, the dogs can't knock over the tree hanging on the wall. I mean, there were so many good things about that. And anybody who has a cat, cats love Christmas trees.
Mm-hmm.
They get in them. But like you said, in our houses here, there's pretty much one. You have one place, right? And you're making some sort of concession for the
Yeah.
tree. But you had mentioned off air, Chris, that people design their house around where they're going to put their
Oh yeah,
Christmas tree.
that's a kind of a big thing. Where am I going to put my tree? This is in the beginning, the planning stages of their house. Some people actually build a specific area for the tree.
Have you ever built a Christmas tree edition?
No, I can't say that.
You'd
I've
be
done
up
that.
for it, though.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
Have you ever had anybody say, "Hey, where am I going to put my tree?" I hear that all the time. Where am I going to put my Christmas
They don't
tree?
talk. They don't talk to me about that. They talk to you about that.
And then Chris points.
Yeah. Well, you've got. Yeah. No. But seriously, you've got a spot over here. But we're working on a project now that they have areas already designated as the Christmas tree viewing area, specifically on the plans.
So, how does that work? It's a room, or it's like
It's an area.
you have an
in-
area where your tree is, and then these specific areas are where you're going to view the tree.
Like there's a. Yeah.
Yeah, is there like a stadium, like seating?
I wouldn't say no. It's not stadium sitting. It's like here's a corner in a room, and this is the Christmas tree sitting
You have like
area.
your eggnog bar over there. Where
Eggnog bar, an eggnog
be
wet
awesome.
bar, like an eggnog fountain. Joel,
I'm
you strike
up
me
for
as
that.
an eggnog guy.
I love eggnog,
I just think they're.
like real eggnog.
Have you ever made real eggnog?
Yes,
Oof.
every year.
It's not easy, but it's worth
No,
it.
oh yeah.
I'd rather have hot buttered rum.
Oh, I
Buttered
am.
rum. I've
I'm in
never
on
had that.
I'm
You've
in on
never had hot buttered rum?
Chris
No.
just invited us over for hot buttered rum.
It's so easy to make.
Give us the recipe, Chris. Share
I'll
with
have to
the.
find it. I can get it.
I
I
thought
used to
you
make
might
it
have
all
it
the
off the top
time.
of your head.
It's actual butter, Captain Morgan spice rum, and some other spices, and you just mix it all up and
And you heat it up. It's warm.
you put it in
The butter's
warm. Nope, you put it. You mix it up. It kind of coagulates a little bit, and then you mix it with hot water because the rum and everything. It's really good.
Wow.
It's easy.
I am in.
Okay.
Hot buttered rum.
We're out of here in a little while.
Yeah.
We can can't drink all day unless you start early.
That's right.
Not everybody tailgates in their car like some of us. So I've heard. I've just heard. It's, I'm
It
not,
was fun.
I'm not naming it. Hey, I didn't name any names. You didn't have to snitch on yourself.
Hey, it's okay.
here.
It's fun.
People just figured it was me.
Okay,
Surprise.
jeez. So I think an eggnog bar is a great idea.
I think so
No,
too.
these
Christmas curio with stuff in it.
you have a Christmas karaoke area too if you wanted to.
You can do whatever you
You
want.
look at whatever you want.
Well, I think
Next
those.
to your eggnog bar.
If you're building in a house and you know that you're dedicated to Christmas like that, for decorating, hey, plan it out.
And all they are is just planned areas to put their trees.
Right. Trees.
Plural.
Multiple trees.
Multiple trees.
And
And that's not uncommon anymore.
How tall are these trees?
That I don't know. Ceilings are 10 feet, so
Oh,
my uncle
Sounds
used to
like
hang
they're-
his tree from the ceiling. Now, not the way I was talking about. This would be like
like with a noose.
kind of like that. He was
This is what I think about Christmas tree.
he's just hanging it. Let's just move on from that. But it was like suspended from the ceiling.
it was hanging?
Yeah.
Like you could go up and hit it and it would swing?
No, he had it rigged
So he had a stand, but then he also had something
to hold it up.
Oh, just
it was
so
still on
just
the
to help
ground,
stabilize it.
but it was stabilized up top because he was the first person I'd ever known with a vaulted ceiling. Like when I was little, everybody had like normal, but he built his own house and he built it so that it had this innovative vaulted ceiling because
Right.
it was built in 1970 something, right? And he'd get after it. It was big trees in his house. I would think they would be 10, 11, that's a big tree. So big they put the star on before they put the tree up.
Oh, so they wouldn't have to
Because there's no
put a way to reach it.
Yeah, so the top, they would decorate the top first.
Gosh,
Then
I
put
can't
the tree
imagine
up.
lighting, putting lights on that thing.
Yeah. I can't remember. Yeah, they were old school, because I was little, so they had to be the giant,
Oh,
the big ones.
big.
Yeah, that got 1,000 degrees.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeesh.
we used to put those on an artificial tree when I was a kid, and we would melt the.
Yeah.
We would take the
You could
the
spot
branch
weld.
and melt it on the light bulb.
You have to turn the furnace off during December.
Did you ever have that, Joel? Because I'm not kidding. They would get warm enough that room could not.
It was hot.
Yeah, you didn't put the
tree
fireplace
didn't
on.
last as long either.
Yeah.
No.
I honestly don't remember the Christmas lights on our trees growing up.
I remember because
God, they were those big old, and you screwed them in.
yeah. And then
I
if
do
one went
remember
out,
that.
you'd have to test every.
Yeah.
That was a tradition after Thanksgiving. We used to put up our tree.
Yeah.
So we'd go have Thanksgiving dinner and then
We
put
do
the tree up.
like that Friday or Saturday after that's when we'll go get our tree.
It's when I learned all the curse words because of the tangled.
Lights.
No matter how much care you use putting them away, an elf went into your attic and jumbled them up.
Or you test them
And
before
one
you
is
put them
out.
on, and they're working, and then you string them up, and then you
then they're
plug
not
them in, and
working.
they're not working.
Yeah. Yes.
Pre-lit LED all the way.
Right.
Yep.
I know. Pre-lit tree, great invention. Now, if you're getting a natural tree, nature hasn't figured that out yet.
Yeah.
This is true.
So you're still hanging them up there. But the benefit of a natural tree from a time point of view, I think you save a little bit of time using a natural tree. Even though you have to go, if I discount having to go buy one every year, I take
Well, you
that
can't
out.
discount that.
But I'm saying once you put the tree up, it's easier to hang ornaments on. They're generally, you don't have to spend time
Fluffing.
floofing
Yeah.
and making it look real.
Yeah.
It's good to go. And then there was is this my best side?
Yeah, that's true. Because you get
Does
them
this
out of
corner
the
make
box.
my branches look big?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I mean, I think there's advantages to that.
Yeah, you got to prep your tree, an
Yeah.
artificial tree every year because
Right.
it's crushed in the box
Exactly.
or whatever it's contained in.
And
Unless
they're always a little anemic looking. No matter how fluffy the tree gets over time, they get.
not,
Over time, it kind of
not if you buy a Balsam Hill.
I forgot. Right.
yes.
If the queen sanctions the tree,
Yeah.
it's like. Well, when we come back, we could talk
Put a bow
about
on
if
it?
the
We'll put a
queen
bow on it?
sanctions. We put a bow. Yeah, let's wrap this thing up. I don't even know what we talked about. Hello.
We're all over the place.
Hi. But we will talk about the Christmas tree sitting rooms when we come back. This is Measure Twice. Welcome back to Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Joel Graber from Graber Customer Modeling and Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential, and you're listening to us on Michiana's News Talk 95.3 MNC. We're brought to you in part by Leatherman Supply. Well, you know that place. I don't even have to say it anymore. You can sing along with me. I'm just kidding. Leatherman Supply, everything. Well, by now, we all know it.
Yeah.
It's a good store. It's right next to C. Kramer and Kiers. But they're everything windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops. And their showroom is in Granger right next to C. Kramer Interiors and Hoosier Hardwood Floors. Who doesn't know Hoosier Hardwood Floors? Look down. You might be standing on one right now. You don't know.
Could be.
Hoosier Hardwood Floors. Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You can visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. even though
Yeah,
it is
it's
long.
just about Hallmark season.
It's so he this was my surprise for this segment. It's Joel's time of year
Yep.
where he's going to put on the sweater, not ugly sweater, maybe one of those cable knit sweaters.
Do you have your movies lined up? The Hallmark,
whatever they're
channel?
playing.
He just
Whatever's on.
whatever the Lord brings his way on
That's
that
right.
channel. It's divine.
It is.
He's going to look at him. Look his demeanor changed, Chris. His shoulders, he relaxed. He's like,
I've tried after his revelation. I have tried to watch a couple of them, and I just felt my IQ sinking.
So this is I noticed that like it seems like Chris doesn't have as much respect for me in the last year, and I think
after
this is what it
that,
is.
after you
I think
revealed
this is
that
what it is.
your dirty pleasure is a
A good Hallmark. Whoa, let me just rephrase
I know
it. A
he
Hallmark.
just said a good Hallmark.
Yeah.
There is hope that he might find one.
He's just gonna have to come over and have some hot
buttered
butter
rum.
rum.
Yeah.
with
Prince
me
for
and-
Christmas. Woo!
Oh, there'll be
I
a
love it.
prince.
I love
there
it.
might be a king this year. You don't know. There could be a princess. They might go the other way.
Yeah.
It could be all kinds of things. It could be all kinds of things. I don't know.
Next show, we're just going to write a home improvement or a design Hallmark show. This famous designer from New York finds himself in Chicago.
I
out
love
of his
it.
element.
And
Look, he's getting. You're just
Love
like,
is right around the corner.
Love is right around the corner. He didn't know that he would share a taxi with his soulmate.
Oh my God.
I love it.
We could write it. They fight over a taxi. He's on his way to insert department store to pick out stuff for a rich client that turns out to be her. Ooh. See?
Yeah.
How am I doing, Joel?
I'm tracking here. I'm getting the warm fuzzies.
I'm trying to figure out what's the hiccup now. There's got to be a hiccup, and then they have to get over the hiccup, and then
There's the fiance, her fiance.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, they don't ever go that dark.
They don't do that? They don't spoil marriages?
That's dark.
Oh, too dark.
No, they usually have personal personal
there's-
issues that they're dealing
There's
with.
her money manager who says it's too expensive. And she's too extravagant. And she is. She's too foo-foo. And then the designer brings her down to earth.
I don't see that happening.
No, that won't happen.
Whoa, wait a minute. What?
These are hard to write. These are hard to write. This is like Shakespeare.
You see, it's not as easy as you thought.
Joel, you could be like a Hallmark consultant. You could be the yes no man on the set.
would
Like,
be
no,
happy.
that's not how it goes.
I just picture Joel with his tool belt, no shirt, and
Why are you?
Wow.
Okay. This is
that's in his
Keep your shirt on, Joel.
That's his mental version of himself in a Hallmark movie.
funny. That's funny.
Hammer in hand.
Yeah, he's a handyman.
But the thing is that I have a rule: you have to wear your shirt on job site.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, good. I think everybody wants that.
you are not allowed to take your shirt
Except
off.
the one guy that was working for you when he was putting my room on my house. He couldn't wait to take his shirt off all the time. I can't remember his name.
Andy. It was probably.
Oh,
And I kept that's when I was like, we're not doing this. You have to.
It's
have your
not
shirt.
professional.
No.
yeah. You have to keep
You
your shirt
have
on.
to.
Keep
have
your
your
shirt on.
That's when it became a hard and fast rule.
Because he was like,
Yeah.
Like, no,
Like, no, dude.
this is not 1971.
this is not your house. This is somebody else's house.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a sign. When you have, somebody work on
Yeah.
your house and they don't have their shirt on, that's probably a sign that really look at their work.
Yeah.
like follow them around.
Yeah.
Because I can't even imagine that. I mean, in a Hallmark movie, maybe.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what they do in the Hallmark movies. It's like, I'm buff.
I think Chris has are there a lot of shirtless situations in the Hallmark movies, Joel?
Not that I can think of. I mean, normally it's Christmas, and most of them are set in
Bundled
a
up,
colder.
Those are the Christmas ones. Well, from California. I can't remember.
You see, he's watched them.
Only
More than
because
one.
it was right after he was talking about his revelation, and this was something about a California something, and it was about a. I don't even.
But Chris, you probably got a lot of.
His blood pressure went up starting to talk about this.
You know, I think he's mad at himself because secretly he enjoyed a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
Not,
He feels-
Yeah, he did. He hates himself.
Not
Yeah.
the top of my list to watch. I'm sorry. I just
You don't feel a little guilty pleasure, like, oh,
I've seen
you know,
2, and it was like I
And he
can't.
loved
back
him.
to back.
I
He
can't-
loved them both.
I can't do
and he
this.
hates it.
There was a sequel to one. I didn't watch that because I was like, no, I already can tell you how this is going to end.
But didn't you get some design ideas from the background because they decorate in there? And they,
No. Nope. No.
no, not at all.
Nope. Guy
How
was
about-
in a trailer.
You got
so-
some life lessons then. You took-
This year he's going to hate watch it.
All right, we're.
I
all
don't
gonna
mean to
be-
offend anybody who likes to watch those movies, but they're
Other
just not,
than
they're
Joel.
not for me.
No, he wants to. Yeah,
I think we should meet up and have a Hallmark watching at Joel's house. I know I'm inviting myself.
we
over
should
to
make a
Joel's house.
podcast to that,
I
and just with all the good commentary.
Yes,
I would like there to be a Hallmark movie that shows real people,
because they're interesting.
because everybody in a Hallmark movie is young and beautiful.
I'm waiting for the.
Well,
the
they're
draw.
not. They're not like. They don't look like. They're all like these super beautiful models, and it's like this is not real.
Well, people like looking at beautiful people.
Yeah, but it's not realistic. Of course, neither are Hallmark movies. So there you have it.
That's not why you're watching them.
You are right.
I think, though, that in your lines of work, both of you, you meet tons of interesting people. Which is,
Oh, definitely,
which is kinda, the cool part of what you guys do for a living is you get that odd mixture of, you get to be craftspeople, right, or craftsmen, right? But you also get to be, you have the political side where you get to meet interesting people who have done interesting things and have tastes. Kind of cool. And the Christmas season brings that out because you that is a personality within people that comes out of Christmas. You know, like
That is true.
you get to decorate. You might do a remodel where somebody's mindful of where they put their Christmas tree, whether they say it out loud or not, right? They might be thinking, oh, for the holidays, I'm
Right.
doing this thing, right? Because I think that's kind of cool. And
No, it's a part of life.
and just like a tradition of watching Hallmark movies, their traditions are built into that. We're out of time. So Merry Christmas.
All
Thanks for
right.
listening to Measure Twice.
Podcasts by Federated Media.